that patience, and thank you, Yashiyah, for going and get that tool. So we're going to continue on with the next segment. We got our second strength. We're going to press on like Israelites do. And now we're going to move on to the portion of sun up or sundown. So if you've been in the walk a number of days or years, there's a belief or practice that our days start at sunset. And a lot of people keep their Shabbat from sundown to sundown. So we're going to go over the scriptures to see if we can verify that a day inside our scrolls, according to the Most High, does sunset starts a new day? Do we begin our new cycle at sunset? So that's what we're trying to pin down. Of course, we're going to continue to use the plumb line. Can we find it in the scrolls? Did Moses write it? Did Yah write it for Moses? The Messiah said when he came, and do we find righteous Israelites practicing a new day starts at sunset? So that's what we're trying to research. When do we start our new day or our new cycle? Sunset or sun up? So y'all both done eating? When does a new day start? According to scripture, whether explicitly or via practicality, when did our ancient ancestors begin their new daily cycle? That's our goal here. Our scriptural references, we're going to start with, we're going to go to Exodus 12 and 6. Exodus 12 and 6. Wash your mouth, 12 and 6. And these are the names, 12 and 6. Shema, when you have it. Shema. Exodus 12 and 6. Read.
And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
When are we killing the Passover?
In the evening.
And what day did he call it?
14th.
The 14th. So if the evening starts a new day, he would have said kill it in the 15th. But here we see, according to Yah, the 14th at evening is still the same day. The 14th at evening is still the same day. Let's go to 1 Ezra 1. Y'all jot this down before I go back to that. 1 Ezra 1 and 1, and then we're going to drop down to verses 11 through 14. 1 Ezra 1 and 1, and then 11 through 14. First Ezra 1 and 1. Where am I at? Which book am I on? Mark. We're about to find out if we start a new day in the evening. First Ezra 1 and 1. Read.
And Josiah held the feast of the Passover in Jerusalem unto his master, and offered the Passover the 14th day of the first month.
So here Josiah is a righteous king, and he's one of the ones who reinstituted Pesach. Our elders been lost their way. Our elders been rebellious. So Josiah is a righteous king, and he's reestablishing Pesach, right? So let's find out what was going on. Verse 11.
And according to the several dignities of the fathers before the people, to offer to Yahweh, as it is written in the book of Moses, and thus did they in the morning.
In the morning, right? Read on.
And they roasted the Passover with fire, as appertaineth As for the sacrifices, they sod them in brass pots and pans with a good savor.
As commanded, read on.
And set them before all the people. And afterward they prepared for themselves and for the priests their brethren, the sons of Aaron.
14.
And for the priests offered the fat until the night. And the Levites prepared for themselves, and the priests their brethren, the sons of Aaron.
So here we see they start the Passover. It's so much that has to be done, family. The Levites are working together because it's for the nation. So they start the sacrifices in the day. Here's the night. It's still the 14th, and they're still offering the fat unto Yah. They're still offering the fat. So we haven't switched over to the 15th yet. The 14th at sundown is still the 14th. The 14th at sundown is still the 14th. Still the 14th.
Quick question. Can I ask a question right here? So is it safe to say that in verse 13 and 14, the word used being prepared, is it safe to say that this is just telling us that they was doing preparation for the Passover?
I would say no, because once they offer the fat, we know the meat is being eaten. We know the meat is being eaten. And let's see if we can get some more. Let's keep going. Let's see if we get some more context. That's a great question. Let's keep going, see if we get some context. Let's keep going. Verse 15. That's a great question.
The holy singers also, the sons of Asaph,
Really, Asapah.
That sometimes that be getting me. But Asapah were in the order according to the appointment of David, to wit, Asapah, Zacharias, Jehutham, who was the king's retinue. Moreover, the porters were at every gate. It was not lawful for any to go from his ordinance or his ordinary service, for their brethren, the Levites, prepared for them. Thus were the things that belonged to the sacrifices of Yahweh accomplished in that day, that they might hold the Passover and offer sacrifices upon the altar of the Most High, according to the commandment of King Josiah.
19.
So the children of Yasha'al which were present, held the Passover at that time, and the feast of sweet bread 7 days.
So this is confirmation that this is the feast. This is not the day of preparation. They're actually having the feast now, if that makes sense. Did that answer your question,
I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna add something later, but I'm gonna follow you.
Okay, it may come out later. So we still see it's sunset and it's still the 14th. We haven't changed our calendar to say it's the 15th. Sunset for us does not change the calendar, and we're going to bring out some more to see if we can flesh this out and try to get some concrete black and white witnesses here. So the next one is, let's go back to Exodus 16 and 23. Exodus 16 and 23. Exodus 16 and 23. Shema? Read.
One second. And he said unto them, this is that which Yahweh hath said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Shabbat unto Yahweh. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seeth that ye will seeth, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So this is a Shabbat coming. This is when the manna was coming down. This is when we first got the manna, and Moses is telling them what we just read in verse 23 is the 6th day of the week. And Moses is telling them today is the day of preparation. So collect twice as much, because tomorrow is Shabbat. And I didn't put it in here, just ran out of time, too many slides to put in. But when you look up this verse in a lexicon, we have two words in the Hebrew that fits tomorrow, or that would satisfy tomorrow. The most common word is what? Bakar. Anybody ever heard of Bakar? Bakar, when you see me text Bakar, Thawab, good morning. Bakar refers to the tent, the Kwa is the sun is rising, and the Ra, first thing, is referring to the heat. The sun is rising again. So notice Shabbat is starting when the sun rises, not in the evening. The second word that means tomorrow that sometimes you see our elders use is Makar. Makar too refers to heat. Makar is the Ma is the water, the Ka is the tent wall, and the Ra is the head of a man. So Makar for morning is the head of the man is being separated from the tent wall, or because you're out working in the heat, the water is drying from you because you're working. So Makar and Bakar, three characters, still refer to heat. So Moses either said Bakar is Shabbat or Makar is Shabbat. He didn't say the evening. The Hebrew word for evening is arab. Arab.
I got a precept on why Shabbat isn't from sundown to sundown. Nehemiah 13:19.
Give it on mic, because a lot of y'all, especially we want to make sure everybody get this. We want to make sure everybody get this.
This is a precept on why Shabbat or Shabbat is it sundown. This is Nehemiah 13.
Y'all may want to put your cell phones like that feedback is the cell phones off the top of. Oh, you got
We good?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Nehemiah 13, verse 19, and it came to pass when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath. So it is telling you that before the Sabbath, the gates was already shut, beginning to shut, it was already dark.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
and we brought that out on the first lesson. If you go to the channel, Pinning Down Shabbat, we brought that out that Nehemiah wasn't changing the Shabbat. He wasn't changing the Shabbat to sundown because our ancestors were so wicked, he had to put a tighter grip. And in rabbinical Judaism, they call it a fence. So he put a fence around the Shabbat because we were so wicked. He says, know what? Shut down your business at sunset on the day of preparation now. So shut it down. He wasn't saying that we're starting Shabbat at sunset. And that's on the first class. If you go to the channel, Pinning Down Shabbat, we bring that out, and we bring out the Talmudic law where he got that. Well, the rabbis made it a Talmudic law. When Nehemiah did that righteously, he had permission of Yah, but the Talmudists made it a fence and made it a law. But he wasn't starting Shabbat at that evening. He was telling them, y'all so wicked, shut it down now. Shut down your business now. Great precept, Op. So again, we're running down that our days do not start at sunset. Let's go to the next. Did you finish that up, Op? Verse 24.
And they laid it up till the morning, as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein.
So this is the morning of Shabbat, and because they finally listened, they finally obeyed Yah, the Most High had the bread still fresh and it didn't stink. Yah was trying to win them over and get them trust in me. Have faith, law and obedience. Have faith and I got you. So notice it's the morning of Shabbat and the bread is still fresh. So our Shabbat starts, or our days start when the sun returns. Not when the sun is going away. Let's continue on. Let's go to the next one. Leviticus 23 and 32. Leviticus 23 and 32. This is the day of Kippur, the day of atonement. Kippur means atonement. Leviticus 23 and 32. Shema, you have it?
Shema.
Read.
It shall be unto you a Shabbat of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at the evening. From evening to evening shall you celebrate your Shabbat. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yasha'al, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the
No, we're good there. Okay. Read that one more again about the Day of Atonement, Kippur.
It shall be unto you a Shabbat of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even.
So, two things to bring out. A Shabbat of rest doesn't mean a weekly Shabbat. Not knowing our culture really has us messed up. It's not an attack. It's just a part of the curses that we're waking up, and Yah is waking us up, all praises. So when it says a Shabbat of rest, it doesn't mean a weekly Shabbat. The Day of Atonement is not a weekly Shabbat because when is the Day of Atonement?
The 9th day of the month.
What is it?
The 9th day of the 7th month. 9th day of.
Or the night.
It's actually the 10th day of the 7th month.
Oh, because it's the evening. Okay, so yeah.
The Day of Atonement is actually the 10th day of the 7th month, but he says start your affliction on the 9th at evening. Now the point, and maybe I'm crazy, we all see things differently. My point when I seen this, I says, well, if a new day starts at evening and the Israelites know this, why would Yah have to tell you to start your fast at evening on the 9th? He would just say on the 9th day, start your fast. If our elders knew that the evening started a new day, he wouldn't have to preference the 9th at evening. He would have just said on the 9th day, start afflicting your souls. These are all context clues how you have to really dissect the text. The Israelites don't start a day at the evening. If they did, Yah wouldn't have to specify the evening of the 9th. He would just say on the 9th, start your fast. These are context clues. Context clues. Let's go to the next one, Matthew 28. Let's go to the New Testament. Let's see if things changed when Christ came. Matthew 28 and 1. Matthew 28 and 1. Trying to see if a new day starts in the evening. Shema. Read.
In the end of the Shabbat, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
Shabbat is over and it's beginning to dawn the first day of the week. What does dawn mean? Break forth. And what are we waiting to break forth?
The sun.
The sun. The sun. This has been our text the whole time. And it's not an attack on anyone. We all wake up, we finally see this thing, and we're excited. Hallelujah, we're excited. So we just get to assembly that we know at least are keeping the law, and then we just practice what they practice. So this is not an attack on anybody. This is just being a Berean. Let's get to the root of our culture. Every foreign or daughter, let's remove from our culture because it's of Yah. Yah says we are a set apart people. If we're practicing things of another nation, is that set apart? No. So this is not an attack. You shouldn't be offended if no one saw this. A new day is starting as it's dawning, the breaking forth of light. Let's get our next one. Let's go to Mark 16. Mark 16, 1 through 2. Mark 16, 1 through 2. And there's many more. We're just trying to get some highlights. There's many more in the Old Testament. You can see that a new day starts with the light. Mark 16, 1 through 2. Shema. Read.
And when the Shabbat was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome had brought sweet spices that they might come and anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun.
So the sundown doctrine doesn't hold up to the plumb line test. Here we got Mark, another witness, and Mark, we validate Mark, we trust Mark, because Mark was Peter's scribe. Mark wrote around with Peter and writing down what Peter was doing and what Peter saw. So this is Mark's record is really a rerun of Peter's work. But the new day, he says Sabbath is over, and the sisters are bringing the spices to anoint Yahushua in the morning. If your sundown doctrine held up, it should say, and after the evening, they're about to come anoint him. It says in the morning. Sabbath is over in the morning, family. Sabbath is over in the morning. Luke 24 and 1. Luke 24 and 1. We're just being Bereans. We're not attacking your elder, your moray, your captain, whatever you understand. You're trying to serve Yah, Barak Yah. Barak Yah. Luke 24 and 1. Read.
Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them.
Another witness, early in the morning. The day is starting early in the morning. Morning refers to makar or bakar. It refers to heat. The light is here. The light is here. Our new daily cycle starts when the light returns. When the light returns. The last one, let's go to John 20. John chapter 20, verse 1. John 20, verse 1.
The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre.
17 through 19. John 17 through 1. John 20, 17 through 19.
Yahushua said unto her, Touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brethren, and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, to my Elohim and your Elohim. Mary Magdalene came and told the disciples that she had seen the Master, and that he had spoken these things unto her. The same day at evening, being the first day of the week, when the doors were shut where the disciples were assembled for the fears of the Jews, came Yahushua and stood in the midst.
What did he say?
Came Yahushua and stood in the midst and said, Shalom.
So it's the same day Yahushua has told Mary, don't touch me. I haven't been to the Father to offer myself for first fruits. Because y'all know after Pesach is first fruits. So Yahushua says, Mary, I just resurrected, but you can't touch me yet. I'm going to go to my Father, which is your Father. And then he says, that same day at evening, he appeared to the disciples. Now, the part I love about this story, they were locked the doors because they were scared of the wicked Jews coming to get them too. And Yahushua just came in and walked through the walls. That's what we're going back to, family. That's why we're getting that power back. Our first estate are spirit beings. And Yahushua, he resurrected, he came back, and he knew they were scared, so he didn't knock on the door, open the door. He came through the walls and said, Shalom. The takeaway here, family, I get goosebumps. The takeaway here, family, is it's the same day, it's the first day of the week at evening. If the calendar would have changed, it would have said, now it's the second day of the week. It's still the first day, and it's the same day, and it's evening.
He says, how do you feel about the Sefer, and which translation are you reading from? We're reading from the KJV, and all of us do have the Sefer, and we read it. It's pretty accurate, but Moray will also give how he feels about it.
Yeah, that's a great question. I do have the Sefer, and I read from the Sefer. The Sefer did a great job, a better job than the Masoretic, trying to restore the Hebrew culture to the book. The problem with the Sefer and most of the translations, they're still based on the same codex. So, in codex is just an old-fashioned word for book. So the Masoretic text, the Sefer, and a lot of the other ones, Schofield's, and most of the translations are coming from the same Greek codex. And if one is butchered, they all gonna be butchered. It's just the Sefer did a better job of putting Yah's name, the best version of Yah's name. Yahuwah, Yahuwah is what some people use. So the Sefer did a better job of trying to restore the culture to the text. As far as the doctrine and the precepts, the scriptures, they all based on the same codex of the Leningrad Codex. So if you Google the Leningrad Codex, all of them are based on the same codex. The Greek.
The reason why I asked is because the last two verses that you read, Luke 24:1 and John 21:17 through 19, they both use Shabbat in the Sefer. So it's saying it was on a Sabbath. And I'm like, but wait a minute. Why is, you were saying in the King James Version, it was saying, and on the first day, you stress, so after the Sabbath, because it was the first day of the following week.
Right.
But the Sefer is saying, it's calling it a Sabbath, that they went to check on Jesus and so forth.
So if our ancestors were very, very careful, these are the righteous ancestors, so they wouldn't go to anoint him on the Sabbath. If you're around a dead body on the Sabbath, you're defiling the Sabbath. So that's just a context clue. But once you learn our feast schedule, that's how you can flesh out when the Sabbath is. So our feast schedule, our calendar, the 14th is Passover, the 15th is a Sabbath, which we start unleavened bread on that Sabbath, and then the 16th will be the first day of the week, and that 15th is the day after the Sabbath. So as you learn how to track the moons, and you follow, and if you learn how to track the moons and stuff, we know that the end of the Sabbath is the 16th. So, and it lines up with the count 3 days and 3 nights. If Yahweh Shai is out of the grave any time before the 16th, then he's a false Messiah. Because our Messiah says, I'm going to be in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. So we use that to flesh out the true count of our Messiah, and we're going to go over that tomorrow night. We're going to show
So hold on. So to clarify what you just said, because that's a new thought to me. What you just said was that 14, Aviv 14 was the start of the Passover. He died later that day, I will assume.
No. That's what we're going to bring out tomorrow. I hope you guys can attend tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to bring out that he wasn't crucified on Pesach. He wasn't crucified on Pesach. He was crucified on the 13th.
So Pesach is 3 days, is what you're saying? It's 14, 15, and 16?
No. Pesach is on the 14th.
So what did you just say when you said the 16th? You said it ends on the 16th.
No, the 16th is the beginning of the week.
But you were saying the Shabbat ends on this.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the Shabbat ends on the 15th, and the 16th starts a new week or a new day for us. I'm sorry if I confused you.
Got you. And the Shabbat is Sabbath, right?
Shabbat is Sabbath, and our Sabbath counts run the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th.
Got you. So he died on the 14th.
No.
And okay. All right. We'll talk about it later. I'm confused.
But we're bringing out tomorrow night. If you guys can tune in tomorrow night, we're bringing out tomorrow night.
Because he asked so many questions.
Yeah, we're bringing out tomorrow night. But he died on the 13th, and I'll show you tomorrow with some resources, some first century resources that supports he died Passover Eve.
Yeah, like I was talking to you last night. I was telling you that the Catholic Church is trying to say that he died on the Passover, and that was incorrect. So in the text, they consider all 8 days like a Passover week or a Passover season.
Right.
So that's why part of that is why it can cause confusion as well.
Yeah, depending on the writer, the recorder, our elders had started a tradition where they would call Passover 8 days. And we know Passover is not for 8 days. They just started running Passover with unleavened bread together. So we're bringing out tomorrow. That's a great question, great Berean. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you tomorrow how we know he was crucified on Passover Eve.
And I'm just reading it because he brought it out, so it's good to bring this out. Luke 24:1 in the Sefer, it says, "Now on that certain Shabbat, very early in the morning, they came to the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them." You know that would be incorrect. That's just incorrect, right?
Right. They wouldn't work on the Shabbat. They're not going to see a dead body on the Shabbat. That was the whole reason of them trying to get him down off the cross, because Shabbat was coming. We're bringing out tomorrow. Just let's table that for tomorrow, and we'll bring you concrete witnesses tomorrow. Let's table that for tomorrow. So Barashat in the beginning. So if you go to the book of Adam and Eve, book 1, and it's online, book 1, chapter 12, Adam and Eve have sinned, and the Most High has put punishment on them. He's changed their state from being glorious beings. Now they have flesh. Now Adam says, "I feel the heat pricking my skin. What is this flesh upon me?" And the Most High says, "Now I'm going to bring darkness upon you." And the first sunrise that Adam and Eve saw, Adam thought the sun was the Most High coming to destroy him. And he went and started crying and falling down. And the Most High said, Adam, that's not me. That's the sun. And the sun is going to continue to rise and fall so you and your sons can work during the day. The point I'm driving home, family, is nighttime is a result of sin. Darkness is always a metaphor for us for sin. There's not supposed to be darkness in Israel. That's why when we go to Revelation, the very last chapter, he says when the Messiah comes and the Most High is with him, it says there's no temple there and there's no need for the sun or the moon. So when before Adam sinned, he was so bright in his natural state, he didn't know the sun was there. He didn't know the sun was there till after he sinned and the Most High put the plague of flesh on him. And then when the Most High made the sun go down, Adam got scared. He was scared the whole night. And when he seen the sun coming back, the Most High told him, don't be afraid, Adam. That's just the sun. So if darkness is a result of sin, how can we start our day with darkness? The Most High wouldn't do that. The Most High wouldn't do that. Darkness is a result of sin. So it's impossible or it's against Yah, we say, to start our days at sunset. Now, to go back to the Tanakh, let's go to Yashayah 60. Let's go to Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60, let's run down 19 through 21. Isaiah 60, verses 19 through 21. Shabbat. Read.
The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but Yahweh shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy Elohim thy glory.
So this corroborates what the book of Adam and Eve records. The sun was only created on day 4 because Yah already knew that Adam was going to sin. The sun and moon were both created on day 4 because Yah told Adam, I knew you was going to transgress my law. But until Adam sinned, he had no idea that there was a sun in the sky. Because in our natural beings, we outshine the sun. We outshine the sun. If you're a 90s baby, y'all know where I'm going with this. I call my brother son
because he shine
like one. So darkness is a result of sin, family. So it's kind of an oxymoron to say Yah start our day with sin. Yah start our day with sin. It doesn't make sense.
And then too, that corroborates too with Masha, because when he came down, his face was so bright they had to put a veil over it. That makes sense.
I just seen something. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when you are saying that in your glorious estate, it goes to like the transfigurated state. I've been doing some research on, and I was telling me and Gerald was talking about last night. But your face is the thing that's illuminated, and the rays vibrate out from your face. So with like Enoch and Masha, that transfiguration, and then when they describe Hamashiach, they describe his head, his hair, his facial area, but his feet like burning brass is still like a human, like we would normally see.
Like a who?
Like a human.
Like a who?
A human. A man with color.
That's what the book said.
And yeah, so it just the sun, the book of Adam and Eve, Adam being brighter than the sun, so he wouldn't recognize it. Going to Masha and Enoch and to Yahweh Shai, it goes right in line with what you brought out.
Now, that's why I love us being together. Y'all gotta move in. We gotta make some room for more.
Didn't I tell you one big house?
I won't never get no time. But as you were saying that, talking about Uncle Masha and then Hamashiach in the New Testament, they were foreshadowing what's about to happen to us if we make it home. We're going to be returned to our natural state of being glorified. The Most High calls us his diadems. So Masha, when he came down, he was trying to show them this is what's waiting for us. Mm-hmm. But we got to go through these curses. Man, I love our culture. Hallelujah. Now, I never saw that before until you started bringing that out. That bears witness. When we get together, the Ruach is in here, family. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So let's get it again. because most people, especially the seminary theologians, they've been trained by the Jesuits. So Adam and Eve is corrupt. We just got it in Tanakh. Your so-called Masoretic, your so-called canon, we got it in the canon. Let's get it at the end of the book. Let's go to Revelation 21:23. The sun was only created as a result of sin. So darkness is a result of the sin. We can't start our lives, or we shouldn't start our lives with sin. So our day wouldn't start at darkness, because the darkness was only a result of sin. That's what we're trying to drive home. Revelation 21:23. Shema. Read.
And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it. For the glory of Yahweh did enlighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof.
So if we make it back, y'all, if we hold on, we're going back to a city of Zion where there's no corruption. We don't need a sun or a moon. The Yah is our light, and Yahweh Shai is our light. All praise, hallelujah. We can have a class on that. So it's looking like, oh, we can stop here. Hallelujah. All praises. So it's looking like what we went over so far today, just to recap. Solar year and lunar year is not in our scrolls. That was put on us by the pagans. To separate the sun from the moon is adulterated doctrine of the devils. The Most High told us that our year is complete when the sun and the moon together runs their course. So we don't separate the sun from the moon. Then we went into trying to locate the master timepiece, and all the witnesses are saying that the moon is the master timepiece, but the moon is not running by itself where you can say, oh yeah, y'all follow a lunar year. That's not what our scrolls is saying. The pagans have tried to interpret our scrolls. They don't know Hebrew. They can't read Hebrew. They're basing all their research on third and fourth hand information. According to our Father, yes, the moon changes the month. Yes, we get our feast by the moon, but our year is not complete until the sun and the moon and the stars, and all the luminaries are working together, but the moon is the master timepiece. And then to finish up, we went over the sun up, sun down doctrine, and according to our scrolls, our day starts when the light returns, We have to pray and hold on when the sun goes down, because why? The wicked spirits, they move at night. That's why, if you know, your parents told you be in the house before sundown. We thought because we was children, and as soon as was the case, you couldn't fend for yourself, but our parents were older. They know wickedness goes on at nighttime. You got something?
He says, did I hear correctly that the sun is a result to sin? So darkness is also a result to sin? Question mark.
Khan, if you read, go to Adam and Eve, book 1, chapter 27, and then the precepts we brought. The Most High told Adam he made the sun and the moon on the 4th day because he knew Adam would sin. So if I hate to use those Greek tools, but if we use deductive reasoning, if Adam wasn't going to sin, he wouldn't have needed the sun. He wouldn't have needed the sun.
So I just wanted to add on to that and just read Genesis chapter 1.
Genesis 1?
Yeah, and I'll read verses 1 through 5.
Genesis 1, verses 1 through 5. Shema. Read.
In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Ruach of Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. And Elohim said, let there be light. I just wanted to stop right there, because the sun and moon and stars, what we're talking about, wasn't created until the 4th day. So if darkness was among the face of the deep, and we already discussed earlier that light and darkness is synonymous with death and life, what was this light that Yahweh said, let there be?
God. So we didn't need the sun to have light. He already spoke life. He already spoke light, and we didn't need it. Continue on. Bring your point out.
Well, pretty much just going I'm gonna go ahead and finish it first. And there was light, and Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness, life from death. He made a distinction. Verse 5, and Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So in the beginning, when you start looking up the words like void and how the earth was without form, that's synonymous with it being dead or lawless. And, you know, I don't want to go too deep, but when I was also reading back in Genesis.
Hey, I'm about to sit down, these eyes about to go with it. Go ahead.
So the earth was underwater before it came out of the water. As you continue to keep reading. So in my understanding, the earth was being baptized. So before it came out of the water, it came out of the grave. And so what Yahweh is doing, he's setting his divine order in the heaven and the earth.
That's what I was going to say. It was void. It was void because he hadn't spoke laws yet. He hadn't gave the sea any laws yet. He hadn't gave the stars. So that's the part about it being void. But the key takeaway, I think Ak is bringing out, I don't want to put words in your mouth, is that he had already brought forth light. So why would he need a sun? But he told Adam, I knew you would transgress my laws. So I made the sun and the moon. Now, this is going in. I'll give you a preview. This is going into tomorrow. But the Most High, Adam was created in what, y'all? What period? What kind of dimension? Adam was created in eternity. He wasn't meant to be, what's the opposite of eternity?
Finite.
He wasn't meant to be mortal. So when Most High created Adam, he was supposed to be an eternal being. But then Yah started, as Yah's creating, he says, I knew you was going to transgress. So he didn't make the sun and the moon to the fourth day. And once Adam transgressed, death was commanded upon him. And now, because you done lost your glorious state, you need something to keep you in line with me. But the angels, when we go to Jubilees, the angels told Abraham, the Most High called Jacob to him, y'all celebrate Sabbath with us in heaven. Heaven don't have a moon. Heaven don't have a sun. So how they track the Shabbat? Adam didn't need a moon either in his natural state. Adam only needed a moon and a sun once he fell. Because before he fell, he told Adam told Eve, we can't see the angels no more in the heavens. So now, once we transgress, family, we fell from our eternal glorious state. Now we need something to keep us in track with Yah, and that's what the sun and the moon is doing. But before that sin, he didn't need the sun and the moon. He could see heaven.
He asked something.
Oh, Yah has something.
Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23.
One second now. We say Proverbs
6:23. They're going to, the Most High bringing forth light, and that light and instruction and his law, statutes, and commandments. Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. You know what I'm saying? So his enlightenment, his guidance, how he reproves us is by his laws, by his commandments, and that's our instructions of having life and knowing what life is.
So he didn't need that sun to be light because he had the law of Yah to be his light, and he transgressed it. Wow, that's a great precept.
So when he said, let there be light, he said, let there be my order, my law.
My law. Let there be my law in the land. Man, I love this culture, man.
That's why we learn. That's why we learn when we turn back to the Hebrew that I'm sorry, hold on, it's trying to you know how it is. Say that again about the law's light.
He just read Proverbs 6:23.
Yeah. What was my thought about that? Turned away from
because the commandments came about when
Uriah said that we said let there be light. That was my law.
Yeah.
And then you had to.
Oh yeah. That's how you know that the law was always here. It was here from the beginning.
Yeah.
They try to say that, oh well, Moses wrote the law. No, the Most High created the world through the law.
Instruction.
And now we see that through the instruction, it was transgressed. He had he already put in a fail-safe for it. So he gave you the sun and the moon and the stars so you can keep track between day and night, because in eternity is no day or no night.
Day or night.
Bring it out.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
But yeah, that, you know, so it's real deep. It's real deep. But yeah, that makes sense. It just shows how his law and his instruction was from the beginning, and just because of transgression, now from Adam all the way through us and the 1,000-year reign, we're going back all this to get back to where Adam was in the beginning.
We gotta go through.
That's what we're going through, family. That's what we're trying to get back to, the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is Shem's portion. That's our portion. So the Garden of Eden all the way to Goshen is ours. Goshen wasn't I love these conversations. Goshen wasn't a foreign land for us. Canaan had took that, but from Garden of Eden to Goshen, that's us. That's Shem's sons. That's the Israelites and our cousins. So that's what we're trying to get back to. We're trying to get back to the garden, and we won't need nothing to help us track the Most High's time. We'll have our glorious state back. Hallelujah.
And then he said, can you read Jubilees 49:1 before we get too far ahead, so he can understand your perspective?
Okay. Jubilees 49:1, and I'm gonna get on the screen, and I have another version here. Let me get on the screen. You said Jubilees 49:1.
Yes, sir.
So this version here, take note of this right here. And Gerald, take note of the translation you have. This one on the screen is by the man R.H. Charles. And we just brought out a couple slides ago. R.H. Charles is the Catholic priest. He's a sun worshiper. And this version of Jubilees.
You know, I just caught that, so I'm glad you pointed that out, because that's funny.
Yeah. So most of our pseudepigraphic writings have been edited by this man. And I got a couple versions. I'm gonna read the one from another translator, and we're still gonna vet it against the Tanakh. So this is Jubilees 49:1 by R.H. Charles. You read it?
Remember the commandment which Yahweh commanded thee concerning the Passover, that thou shouldest celebrate it in its season on the 14th of the first month, that thou shouldest kill it before it is evening, and that they should eat it by night on the evening of the 15th from the time of the setting of the sun.
So you had a question about that?
So yeah, so according to this verse, I'm trying to figure out, is this perversion or what? Because it says the 14th day they were supposed to kill the first month of the 14th day of the first month. They're supposed to kill the lamb before evening, and then they got to eat it by night on the evening of the 15th day.
So the translation by George School reads pretty much the same way. This translation reads pretty much the same way. This says, remember the command which Yah commanded thee concerning Pesach, that thou shalt keep it in its time on the 14th of the first month, that thou shalt kill it before the evening come, and that thou shalt eat it during the night on the evening of the 15th, from the time of the setting of the sun, For this is the first day of the festival in the first Pesach. So this translation reads the same way. So let's vet this. Let's hold that thought, and let's get Exodus 12. Let's get Exodus 12. So these both translations are saying that we're going to kill it in the evening, and we're going to eat it from evening of the 14th to the evening of the 15th. That's what both of these translators are saying, right? So let's see what the Tanakh is going to bring out. Let's go to Exodus 12, and we'll start at the top. We'll just read it.
Okay, yeah, I would say I'm on 6, but we'll start at the top. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and Aaron in the land of Mitzrayim, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Okay, we can stop there. We got this. Now let's drop down to 6.
And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
So we're going to kill it in the evening. That's what these both translators said that, right? Now let's drop down to verse 10.
Well, did they say that you, on theirs, they say you kill it in the day?
They said you kill it in the evening, and you're going to eat it from the evening of the 14th to the evening of the 15th.
Okay.
Both of them said that, right? Let's read verse 10.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it.
Where you at?
Oh, I was going down to 7. So verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
So this right here, I would have to process this as that's a corruption, like you said. Both of these translators have a corrupted verse, and it happens with these pagans. These it's not a black and white thing, but they're pagans. They don't understand Hebrew, and when they were trying to read our scrolls, a lot of times, and I'm gonna bring this out tomorrow or maybe next Saturday. A lot of times when they couldn't make out what that fragment was, they would conjecture and finish the verse. So for both of these translators, George School and R.H. Charles, to say that we're going to eat the Passover from the evening of the 14th through the evening of the 15th, this is in direct violation of the Most High. I would stay away from it.